Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A bit of a special treat this evening for you. We are going to be casting our first match from the Eastern Front modification, or mod for short. It shall be a 1 versus 1, yes indeed, and it's not Langre, yes I know. By some bizarre coincidence, I was able to find a match not even the Eastern Front had on Langre. Yes indeed, Langre, apparently also in Russia. Nonetheless, that little bit aside, we shall be seeing two forces fighting. In the southern part, we shall be seeing Ashesinyourmouth, hurrah, fighting for the 13th Army. More specifically, the, 217th Rifle Division. And note, a Soviet Rifle Division was actually much smaller than a German or American Infantry Division. Generally, I'll get into that. Opposing them shall be elements of the 14th Infantry Division under Glimmerman 133. We are already seeing pioneers spread out. And also, quick note, my skins will not be applicable here, otherwise there would be a huge bit here saying, sync error detected. For some reason, the Eastern Front mod has some problems with my skin. So, I mean, this will all look rather, familiar. And again, for those complaining, oh, they look so unreal, well, the thing is, Relic all did this, so units were actually easy to recognize, which is quite fair enough. Not everybody is able to, quickly distinguish, so fair enough. But again, that's what mods are for, and hopefully they'll have DLC to rectify that. But we are seeing a command squad out here, and we are also seeing a conscript squad. Rather, one thing I don't like about this mod, the fact is, this never really as such happened except Moscow and other places where they had to rush in. Otherwise, I mean, the one thing the Soviets never lacked of was rifles. They were more likely to be lacking in food, boots, uniforms, but not guns. And already here, Glimmerman here is pulling off a bit of a brilliant thing here. He's wiring off while under fire. Yes, there's only 4 rifles. Yes, they are not marksmen, but on the other hand, it's unnecessary risk. You could even be shooting at them. And there we go. We are seeing the command squad pulling out a much tougher unit, which can provide a bonus to other nearby units from what I know. Volkswagen squad already suffering 1 loss, being pulled off. The command squad shouting curses at the evil Fritzes before sending them running back home. We are seeing additional conscripts marching up. Conscripts being reasonably cheap infantry. In fact, quite cheap. They're, I believe, about the same cost as a Schwimmwagen. There we go, we are seeing pioneers being pushed back, the conscripts rushing forwards, and we are seeing petrol bombs being researched, essentially a bit of like the incendiary grenade, perhaps just a bit less effective. Command squad pushing pretty hard on the west, Fraps being a bit silly, that's nothing to do about. We are also seeing Ingeniery, these Soviet engineers, who in coming years too will have little woolen ushankas. These fellows are wearing helmets. MG42 sets up Schweres MG42, catches some vile Bolsheviks in its sights, tearing through them and really doing some very nasty things to them. Although it looks like a nice flank already going on here by the command squad, not enough support, although Volkswagen are rushing in. And rather seems like he does have a knack for splitting them up. I mean, I suppose that is more likely to happen, since conscripts on night rifle are not really that much stronger, in fact not very stronger than Volkswagen. Then in a 1 versus 1 fight, these Volkswagen can actually win. My goodness, a 1 versus 1, the Volkswagen can win. I know, sounds crazy. Command squad though taking heavy losses, and looks like our heroic officer managed to survive heroically. Conscripts getting caught out here by an old empty barn. Less empty now though. Looks like a petrol bomb going off, going to force out the Volksgrenadiers lest they fancy getting turned into some sauerkraut. But already now the Bolsheviks, the 215th or 13th Rifle Division, has secured most of the map. Volksgrenadiers of the 14th are taking some nasty losses. More infantry is needed, and these pioneers need to continue taking points, and these pioneers also might want to consider doing something. Not really a strong Wehrmacht start. Although there we go, another Volkswagen squad out. And we are seeing 3 conscript squads out and 1 command squad besides the Ingenieure. Laying down mines right there pretty aggressively. Nice to see. Volkswagen here suffering a bit versus the conscripts, although the conscripts are getting taught the lessons of the Third Reich. More Volksgrenadiers moving up. Conscripts taking loss. Oh, petrol bomb right in the face of the Volksgrenadiers. But will it avail them? No, they are being run off. The Wehrmacht, though, actually needs to do something soon, otherwise they might end up dying. Engineering fighting a heroic fight against 2 pioneers. Actually losing. Less heroic. There you go. Volksgunners are securing. Bit of barbed wire here that he should be careful not to wire off too much and, better prepare some proper positions and, kill some Bolsheviks before, actually wiring it off. Again, there's also, priorities, and also might want to take this victory point so you don't get drained yourself, but troops are getting reinforced. And he continues wiring off rather than taking points and, perhaps also laying down some sandbags, something like that. This area is pretty much a very exposed position. Volksgunners retreating. Remember, cover each other. And does this mean he's chosen a doctrine? A bit hard to say. Again, my experience with this is of course a bit limited, so my apologies to all those who are of course more versed in the mod than me. A bit of resources here being floated, not entirely sure why. No more conscripts coming out, could be an idea, or perhaps build something, call something in, who knows. There's plenty of options. Reinforcing might also be an idea for Glimmerman to do something. Perhaps a bunker, perhaps another MG, perhaps more Volksgunners, perhaps a Kriegbergs. Kriegbergs with this. Jolly good, they're good. Going for the cut-off points. And these pioneers are getting run off by a rather solid-led Russian force command squad with a large helping of conscripts to take most of the bullets. So leading the way for the name of the motherland. Others getting reinforced. We are seeing a 4th conscript squad on the way. More barbed wire again. You might also want to take some territory rather than wiring it off. Getting yourself some resources, denying your opponent. Perhaps also running off some of those engineers, mining your entire territory. Karachev almost done. Volksgunners have to be careful. They are low on health, being moved on their own. Perhaps some medic packs if you can. Plenty of options. I mean, you're not really using munitions, so how about making your troops a bit more lively? Not really a good response though from Glimmerman, I might say. He really needs to up his game a bit, I think. Conscripts here though taking a thrashing. Again, 4 conscript squads. That is 28 men, of which not all of them are armed. I think there might be an upgrade for them. Should all get rifles, in which case I would recommend that. But again, in the real war, not very often this actually happened. Again, more likely to not have food or boots or proper uniforms than they were not to have a gun and some ammunition for it. I mean, there's one thing the Soviet Union could make, it was weapons. Bunker going up here, that's great, and some grenadiers are arriving. Conscripts in a bit of trouble. Ivan looks about a bit confused, wondering where his rifle was before he took a shot to the gut. Pretty heavy losses. Grenadiers are pulling up. Remember, cover in Deckung, men are in Deckung. Conscripts are rushing, perhaps hoping to get off in a petrol bomb. Instead, they get shot. More conscripts rushing in. The commander ceaselessly rushes in. More conscripts in desperate hope to stem the tide of the Fritzes. MG-42 turning about. And some Hitlerites, cats on fire. Vile fascists. Mines going down by those dastardly Bolsheviks. Pioneers getting reinforced again. Not really a strong position for Glimmerman. The map control of the Soviets is quite something. But again, that's also partly due to the sort of, a bit too much wiring off. Not enough actually fighting the communists. Damn it. Troops getting reinforced with pretty heavy wounds. Would be an idea to get Veterans 1 up for them so they could actually heal themselves a bit. Or at least some goddamn med packs. Volksgunners getting run off by the command squad. 1 kill. Not much else though going on in oh my goodness, 1,200 manpower. What the bloody hell? Use it, man. That's just insane. Volksgunners are marching off against these conscripts and are getting gunned down. Might want to, actually stand still, not move about, and not move up closer to the enemy. Dear. It looks like we are seeing a doctrinal choice. We are seeing Soviet naval infantry being equipped with the Karachev DP-28 light machine gun, also known as the record player by some, I believe, because, well, its magazine looks a bit like a record player. MG holding out here, though has to be careful. There's nothing for it to support, and more specifically nothing to cover its flanks. We are also seeing a Russian tank hole going up for Ashesinyourmouth. This doctrine, I think it's called propaganda now. Seems more like a shock army doctrine, though. Russian naval infantry were some pretty nasty bastards, in particular those from the Black Sea, I believe. Had a nasty reputation as being some great shock troops. No, I don't know the full details. Not so great on Soviet history. But we are seeing them moving in. They're already one LMG equipped. Might want to deal with it. Veterans should run up for the German infantry. Pioneers retreating. I do believe they are equipped with the SVT-40 semi-automatic rifle. Pioneers here need to retreat. And these Grenadiers, again, priorities, Glimmerman, priorities. Again, you do really seem to be losing on the fact that you can't really seem to prioritize. There we go. Grenadiers need to retreat. Those two LMGs are absolutely tearing through them. More Grenadiers and Volks. Oh, he lost a Grenadier squad. Again, priorities. Priorities, mate. And, you know, don't move up to a unit with LMGs. I mean, I'm assuming this is a lot more dreadful than the LMG-42, so, you know, stand still, engage them, you know, from different points. He is causing some casualties, but again, now he's moving about. Again, remember, troops are more accurate when standing still, and LMGs, of course, only fire when standing still. Fighting here next to the bunker. Quite some nasty rain, quite some ghastly-looking terrain, and, of course, I suppose this is actually a nice-looking map, as well as rather nice grimy Soviet feel to it. Medic bunker fighting. Points being taken again, but Glimmerman does need to sharpen up a bit. Conscripts being rushed off. And it's actually time to have a look at Glimmerman. Where it shows no doctrine. He's down to not a lot of units. Petrol bombs being lobbed against the bunker and the Volks Grenadiers. Almost close to getting a full Grenadier squad. Grenadiers need to move. Naval troops are continually being pushed in. 213th apparently having received some additional troops from the higher up army. Lots of fire, lots of action. More petrol bombs. Not entirely sure that's the best method against concrete. Might be me, of course. More of those light machine gun, and we are seeing a small assault force right here. Pioneers, Grenadiers, flamethrowers. Oh! Another conscript squad down. Mines hit. MG-42 firing. Command squad up. Conscripts need to be careful. The LMG of the naval infantry not really doing much in this case. I fear they were simply overwhelmed. Grenadiers. More Grenadiers. Immer mehr Grenadiers. The 14th infantry might be making a slight comeback right there. Conscripts taking some nasty losses. Another conscript squad down. And we are seeing instead just more naval infantry. These already gained veterancy 1. Which I can't remember what does. I actually looked up a list of it, but I can't remember right now. My apologies, these folks guys need to retreat again. Mines well laid out right there, of course, by the stalwart Ashesinyourmouth. Of course, now Glimmerman needs to push on for the far line. He needs to punish the Bolsheviks for the vile Bolshevik crimes. Naval infantry again opening up with those light machine gun. These Grenadiers again need to get out of there. Rückzug, Männer! Rückzug! And perhaps consider getting tier 3 up, getting some LMGs of your own, or at least something else, perhaps a mortar. No, instead we are seeing a pack, of course, running, and we are seeing, a tank hole, but interesting enough, he's not used it yet. He's getting other buildings, but he's not getting any armor, which is quite odd. Usually if you had that sort of advantage, you'd get some bloody armor. Interestingly enough, Ashesinyourmouth seems not to. Folks, once again, rushing in front of an LMG again. Rule of thumb, if it has automatics, try as a rule of thumb not to move towards it. Doesn't matter if it's BARs, Brens, LMGs, or this decorative DP-28, you bloody well don't do it. Tank traps going out again. He's rather trying to make a sort of strong position. Grenadiers again, though. Priorities. Now you just need to get them out of there, Glimmerman. There we go. Might they make it out of there? Oh, thankfully he's moving his LMGs up a bit. And yes, oh, this position not looking good. But there we go. MG fire. And already veterancy 2 for these bastards of the naval infantry. MG's firing away quite madly. Moving in. Has to be careful though. But not really looking good for the 14th Infantry Division. Taking losses. Another petrol bomb. Oh dear. MG might make it out of there, but so might this naval infantry. We are seeing, what is this? Guards are moving up. Guards infantry. This is all one of the other odd things. I mean, you can essentially get all sort of 3 grades of infantry: conscript, strelki, which is all the more regular thing, and I suppose guards. Not quite how it works, but I suppose that's fair enough. Obviously, just because you got the designation guards doesn't mean you suddenly sprout a beard or anything like that. Guards basically meant you get. It wasn't even sort of a say you're an elite division, sort of meant, oh right, you've done good.
You're losing a sector. As
a morale boosting measure, you shall be designated guards. Usually they'd also get access to a bit more equipment, a bit more men, but there seems to be conflicting sources saying they actually didn't, and it again just basically was a name without really much to it. But usually again there were some who had performed better than others. 4 guards here getting pushed back. Grenades getting lobbed. Grenadiers pushing onwards. Troops getting reinforced. Additional veterans might be an idea. Grenadiers here need to get away. Again, no idea why they're standing out in the open. Volksguards moving up to flank. These nasty Soviet guards, though they themselves can get flanked. And looks like one of them has secured a light machine gun as well. They have suddenly become shock guards.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
That's... I'm not sure if there were any shock guards. I mean, I know there were shock armies, which purpose was not so much a sort of more mechanized unit, but that was the breakthrough armies, and I believe they had something like breakthrough forces, but they were more just, you know, rather heavily equipped force with lots of assault guns, lots of artillery, lots of heavily armed infantry to basically bash through sort of strong points. Grenadiers need to be careful. It looks like the command squad has been equipped with the PPS H-43. A sort of attempt to make an even cheaper PPS H-41, which was sort of the primary Soviet submachine gun. It wasn't quite as effective, but it was easier to make. It was sort of meant more actually for sort of rear line units, and so not sure why these chaps are doing with it. Grenadiers and pioneers moving up. Again, not really a strong position again. Glimmerman does seem to be making a lot of mistakes, I feel. Grenades getting off though.
We are losing ground.
MG42 pushing up. We are seeing a half-track out to support the 14th Infantry. Primary assistance from Kampfgruppe von Sauken. Sauken? Well, more troops moving in and more Soviet shock guards, naval infantry, although apparently very exhausted. Volkswagen is making some small detours towards the east. More barbed wire, although again sandbags would also help. Sandbags. There we go, the shock guards are pushing forwards. No MP40s, no LMGs at all. Again, Glimmerman does have a nasty tendency of really, not prioritizing. Letting a lot of other things happen while he should instead be fighting the enemy. Shock guards though getting up close to the MG. Might be grenading it. Mortar fire now being directed from a medium mortar. I believe the Soviets have some sort of 107mm mortar. Veterans E2 are ready for these shock guards. Absolutely tearing through. And again, these pioneers doing nothing. What are you doing, Glimmerman? What are you doing? Grenadiers holding up. Grenades. Where's the half-track? Why is it moving in with light machine guns? Come on, man. There we go. Not really a strong play by Glimmerman right now, I would say. Heavy mortar fire against the bunker. Might want to get a replacement because, again, that medic bunker is probably going to be what saves in the longer run. Medic's getting gunned down, though. German mortar on the way. 84, 8cm Granatenwerfer. Soviet troops getting pushed back. Hack for some reason over there. Folks going to take the eastern point. Looks like a medic truck is up to sort of provide healing. Grenadier support by half-track, finally making some progress against the Soviets. And the naval infantry keep pushing up to fight the fascist invader. Firing away quite a bit of munitions right there. They're going to half-track cook move in. And I wonder if this means he's actually lost one naval infantry unit. Ooh, anti-tank rifles, not really that the Soviets used them in the later stages of the war. It's not to do with vehicles, although they used them actually quite effectively against bunkers. Half-track though needs to be careful. Volkskriegs's losing in the east. Again, not looking too strong again. And no doctrine. It's 20 minutes in, and he's not chosen a doctrine. I mean, he could have gone right now for Stu 42. Probably wiped the Soviets off the map. He could have... I mean, there's a lot of things he could have done, but he's not done it. I don't think that's a huge mistake. Let's go have a look at Ashesinyourmouth, who has access to the Red Tide. Calling up to 3 backup squads of Strafny troops, so apparently penal troops. There's some other support. Fancy. Shock guards pushing up. MG firing away madly. Naval infantry getting slightly suppressed. It looks like a Katyusha is all getting prepared. We're also seeing tank hull upgrades. Shock guards getting shot down. Tank riflemen getting pushed off for where the naval infantry is. And seeing as he has lost one squad, that will... Oh! Ambush on the German mortar. Veterancy free for this team. That's... Oh, and he's stealing it. That son of a bastard. Grenadiers and Volkskriegs are moving in, but oh dear, he has to be careful with his mortars, and again his flanks. He's not really good at flank control either. Not enough mines. In fact, I do wonder, he's incessant. Had a lot of munitions, or must have had, but I mean, I'm barely seeing any mines or anything at all. Another mortar pulling up. Not really looking good for Glimmerman and the Germans, although they're at least making some inroads again in territorial control. He's at least holding some of the victory points, that he has lost a lot. Nothing from the Russian tank hull, though. All the conscripts are gone. In fact, he's down to some shock guards and a few naval infantry units. The Soviets are certainly also bleeding, but I mean, they do manage to hold larger part of that. More, but why Glimmerman? Priorities! Ach du Liebe. And these Volkskriegs need to get away. They cannot face off against a force of shock guards and naval infantry. Rückzug, Männer, Rückzug! Half-track rushing in, though, has to be careful. There are, of course, you know, guys with anti-tank rifle. Might be an idea to get the veterans you want to actually decrease damage taken. Volkskriegs rushing up too close again. Do not rush up to troops with automatics. How many times do I have to say this? Volkskriegs squad probably going to go down. Grenadiers pushing in. Small fighting in the west. Volkskriegs still looks like they might be losing it to the veterancy free. Grenade getting lobbed. Looks like an engineering squad could be going down, which actually gained something called airborne armor. Actually, veterans one. I think I remember that bit because it was peculiar. Still lots of fighting. Soviets are pushing up through the center. Germans holding on a bit desperately. Another pack over there. He needs to deal with the infantry again. A Sturm Armory, perhaps a Stug, or perhaps some armor cars would be a good choice. Perhaps some LMGs for your German grenadiers. Particularly now that the Soviets also have are unable therefore to perhaps deal with all those mortars you lost. Yeah, get. Veterancy free shot guards as well. Rather some heroes of the Soviet Union there if they survive. Medium range support completed. Should gain access to some anti-tank guns and sharpshooters. Oddly enough, the Soviets rather only dealt with snipers. Shock guards still holding out quite now. Oh, mortar run on the Volkskriegs. Rückzug, and there we go. Heavy fire being directed against the shock guards, and they really do take a lot of punishment. You just shrug it off. There we go, though, down to 2 men. Mortars need to be dealt with. At least preferably. Soviet veterancy free naval infantry sneaking out on the edges, and we are seeing the Katyusha now arriving on the field. That's definitely not going to be a good thing either. Command squad, could it be going down? Oh, missed opportunity right there. Had he got that, that could have been a nasty blow to the Soviet forces on the June 13th. And meanwhile, on the 14th are regrouping again with what infantry remains. Wondering if their commander can secure them victory for the fatherland. Half-track running is a bit of a problem with some heavily LMG-equipped naval infantrymen. So far, the Katyusha is biding its time. Lots of German infantry moving about. Pack needs to be careful. But But again, so does Glimmerman in general. He needs to fight back harder. But again, that's a bit of a problem with all the infantry he wasted on those LMGs without really properly apparently understanding. Again, rushing up. You don't rush up to LMGs like that. Heavens. I wonder if he'd be rushing into an LMG if he was one actually having to take it all. And there we go. Katyusha firing away madly. Also known as the Stalin organ by the Germans. Mortar round does terrible things to these naval infantry troopers. My goodness. Heavy losses. We are seeing a nice shock force moving out in the east. Command squad leading the way. Getting hit by the MG. Mortar trying to get away. Grenadiers could be moving out. Continuing the fight. Of course, doing something general here. MG. Oh, we are seeing getting up. Oh, grenade against the MG. Doesn't do anything though. Standing out in the open again, standing still, can't do a lot. And again, LMGs might have been nice. We're now seeing not one step back as well. Command squad taking losses. Half-track might want to pull up, get closer with this MG. There we go, in fact, wonderful. And there we go, full retreat. Command squad again, down to one man. And there we go, a Soviet mortar. Deal with it quickly. Schnell, schnell. Oh, so much going on. And this one, the German mortar held by the naval infantry, has actually managed to gain veterancy 1. Oh dear. Although, oh, he lost the command squad. That's actually quite nasty. And looks like finally, with the half-track, with enough grenadiers, and no, nothing else, it looks like Glimmerman is making progress for the 14th. Anti-tank rifle fire. Ow, and another Calliope. Oh, Katyusha. Shattering up the ground. Grenadiers taking some nasty losses. The naval infantry leading a fight. Moving through the roads to shrubbery. Half-tracks providing covering fire if it could so be bothered. Panzerschreck Grenadiers. LMG might have been nice. Half-track needs to go out there. Stu 42 Sturmhaubitze 42 being sent in to support. We are seeing the bomb being secured with the anti-tank rifle. Stu 42 needs to just open up. Not really managing to kill much in this case. As for Soviet sort of divisional units, they rather had a sort of thing of you actually designating them as being larger than actually were, at least in terms of Allied. I mean, a tank corps, for example, would have been equal of a tank division in Western standards, and an army, a corps, usually what the Allies West would call an army, was usually what they call a front. So there are these sort of things to take note of, and the division again was rather small. And we are seeing quite some nicely equipped naval infantry dealing with the grenadiers, but the grenadiers are too many. Grenades, mortar fire, have to count. Ooh, petrol bombs, and we are seeing the mortar getting attacked. Grenade, and there we go, mortar cleared out. Will the grenadiers secure mortar fire against the Soviets? Heavy losses to the naval infantry. Germans are making progress. Calliope ran into all of these grenadiers. Mortar could be, yes, second mortar cleared out. Will the Germans resecure any of them? That would be huge. That would really make it a problem for Ashesinyourmouth to actually advance. Secure the mortars. The Granatenwerfer. Get them, Glimmerman. Get them. Oh, you prat. We're seeing troops advancing. Half-track in dire repairs. Good. No veterancy for the Stu 42. I would strongly recommend veterancy 1, particularly also veterancy 2 if possible. I would also recommend taking up a bit, perhaps a Sturm Armory, but also again, get those mortars. If you have some Volksgrenadiers, quickly swoop in and secure them. If not, do it anyways. But get some more infantry, I'd also say. And since you've gone Blitzkrieg, perhaps some Sturmtruppern. They are tougher than Grenadiers. I repeat, tougher than Grenadiers on veterancy 2. You could get assault rifles for them. These Grenadiers don't need to retreat. Again, retreat. Oh! He's going to lose a Grenadier squad, isn't he? 30 kills. Oh, come on, Glimmerman. There seems to be always a glimmer of hope, and then you've just thrown it away. Looks like he is hoping for the Tiger, though. And it is here they need to retreat. Rückzug, Männer, Stellungswechseln.
Losing a sector.
Oh, don't tell me he's just going to lose 2 grenadier squads. Yes, indeed. Just when you think he's sort of got things together, he wastes it. Not really how you impress me. And there we go, the naval infantry. Besides now having 2 light machine guns, they now also hold a Panzerschreck. Good going, Glimmerman. And still, the mortars have not been secured, for heaven's sake.
We're losing territory.
And there we go. Calling in some Strelki to secure the mortars. No armor still, though. Quite interesting. And the Russian tank hall is not yet actually being used. Except calling that truck. I do find that a bit weird, to be honest. More Katyusha fire raking the ground. Well, we might soon see the Tiger. Then he's here, though. Need to retreat again. Rückzug. Too much automatic fire. And there we go. The Tiger called in. Apparently slightly modified. Check there, a tank commander. And this is the Voss's Tiger. Voss's, in fact. Stahlvormund, Steel Guardian.
They're losing territory.
Volksgrenadier is fighting here again. Oh, just get them out of there, Glimmerman. Plus the mortar.
What now?
Just get them out of there while you still can. Rückzug. Just in MG dealing with the enabling infantry here. Tiger moves in. High explosive rounds tearing through the Soviet infantry. East, though, is exposed. The Tiger needs to salvage the situation there quickly. And again, Glimmerman needs to get some bloody infantry. Possibly some stormtroopers. How about moving the Tiger towards where the fire is?
We are losing ground. Your orders? We are ready.
Another Panzerschreck squad.
Veterancy gained.
Looks like something's on the way here, though. Let's speed things up a bit. Looks like this mortar's going to get the surprise of its life. And there we go. Tiger runs them off. Does nothing. So we're moving out on the west. A few Strelki. Naval infantry and shock guards moving up. Ooh, trying to get the Katyusha. Aiming gets off a good shot, but has to be careful. Don't want to get surrounded by infantry. Anti-tank grenades from the shock infantry. And the IS-2. No attempt at T-34s or anything. Let's just go for it. IS-2. That seems a bit unimaginative, I suppose. And again, had he got no tanks, he might also have been able to really seal the deal. Again, I do think that's a mistake. Instead, we are seeing the IS-2 with its 122mm gun. Quite vicious, although not quite really anything compared to the King Tiger, though, still. Nasty tank. Also, fun fact, though, just due to the rather large size of the shells, they were actually in 2 parts. There was sort of the main shell, and then there was actually the propellant for it, which actually meant that an IS-2 had a much slower rate of fire than a German tank. Ooh, nasty damage against the Tiger tank. Packs need to be there. And the IS-2 rather suffering a lot, pulls back. And also, final thing to note, the IS-2 was actually not really as such built to deal with other tanks, although it could. It was actually meant to support infantry. It was a breakthrough tank. It was mostly meant to deal with sort of toughened infantry positions. Which again, rather the sort of, low rate of fire challenges too. Testifies to Pioneers ready. Veterans 2 out for the armor. Stu 42 not repaired, but he needs to move over. Looks like some Grenadiers secured themselves, and Soviet LMG as well. Pack cleared out. Anti-tank grenades being locked, I think. And 1 naval infantry force has been pushed back. Volksgrenadiers and mortar firing down. Oh! Panzerschreck gets it. Half-tank moves in, though no veterans here not fully repaired. Careful. 4-6. Stu 42 with an LMG upgrade. And of course, veterans 2 also gives Stugs and Stus a health bonus. Mortar rounds doing nasty damage right there, forcing away the Soviet elite infantry, the cream of the 213th. And meanwhile, the 14th pushes onwards. Now with a slightly stronger position and a Soviet light machine gun. Holding most of the victory points. Again, he's not really good at getting those damn mortars.
We are losing ground.
Oh, those Sturliki are not going to make it home to the motherland. Katusha pulls up and the IS-2 is getting repaired. More heavy rocket fire landing right on the German armor concentration to support the 14th Infantry Division's counterattack to hold the outskirts of Minsk. Half-track needs repairs, Stu needs repairs, Tiger needs repairs, might consider repair bunker and another medic bunker. That would be my recommendation at least. Infantry needs to get away from the IS-2 and its high explosive rail rounds, mortar rounds. Oh dear. Ow! Goodness, again, he's not bothering with those mortars. He could have stolen themselves and used them expertly against the... Oh, come on, Glimmerman. Do show some glimmer of competence. A glimmer of aggression, I think. Mortar rounds, 2 rounds. Oops, elite infantry now ready. Only 2 infantry squads though, again. Might have been better had he had more survive. Mortar rounds against this squad. They will need to get out of there again. Rückzug. Stellungswechseln. And I hear heavy artillery. I believe it is called the God of War ability, which was the nickname for the Soviet artillery divisions, and they had a lot of artillery, usually sort of a mix of every sort of gun they could find to just fire at one position. So in this case, clearly not doing enough. Bit of a waste, I think. Germans need to counterattack quickly, then retake the point, and they need some more infantry. And they also need to repair all of this.
The enemy advances.
Simply put, 4 pioneer squads up now. Plenty of munitions. Another point being taken from the Germans by the naval infantry. More Calliope fire. I mean, Katusha. Still need to figure that one out. But at least Glimmerman has finally stabilized the situation. Pioneer squad dead. Tiger almost ready. Stu 42 though in dire need repair still. Looks like a CIS is moving up. Rather primary means of Soviet anti-tank weaponry. I mean, they rather relied on anti-tank and tank destroyers, tanks and such to deal with tanks, not such anything like a bazooka, because we didn't have anything like that. Tiger moves forwards though, and we are seeing a nice push up here on the flank. Naval infantry and some command squad units, more naval infantry in fact. Grenadiers with the LMG are tearing through the Soviet naval infantry who previously held it. Mortars offering, MG doing what it can. More artillery. No, that's a Stu 42 holding back the Soviet shock guards with 35 kills. Why the Grenadiers aren't returning back to deal with this is beyond me. Tiger though doing alright. Shock guards continue to move. German mortars sorted out. Carnage. Command squad again taking heavy losses down to 1 man. Half track gone. Panzerjets from the Soviet naval infantry do terrible damage to the German Tiger. Oh, the naval infantry could in fact be going down. Another one that is. And it is here, also not doing too well again. Those Soviet mortars are just not being dealt with. It's absolutely incredible how Glimmerman just fails to really sort of, properly deal with them. And more Katusha fire, this time at 21 also. The Tiger, though, keeps fighting against the IS-2. The IS-2 rather feeling outmatched in this fight. Could we be seeing more infantry? Come on, more Grenadiers, or some stormtroopers even. Again, they do have more health, they are tougher. There we go, the IS-2 went up in flames. Another pioneer squad down. Stu 42 pulls up. Lots of Soviet infantry charge through. Minor losses, grenadiers, left and right, dying. These chaps not doing too well. Anti-tank grenade and Panzer got him, though they are returned fire from the Tiger. 21 kills. Doing its best for the Fallen against the Soviet Scourge. 41 kills. They've definitely also earned the title of Hero of the Soviet Union. Jamming through the Fritzes and the Fascists. Manpower blitz up, come on. Calling in some Stormtroopers. Stoßtruppen. Come on. I said Stoßtruppen. Los geht's. It's time to return to Ashesinyourmouth, and he's going for another Stu 42. And hang on, let's see what else we got. 2 Grenadier squads, not a single Stormtrooper in sight. Come on, man, you had an excellent choice right there. Chance there to do some nasty things, and instead you threw it away. I do feel that was a waste, to be honest. Stu 42, though, doing nasty things to the Soviet infantry, pushing forwards with its 105mm howitzer. And another anti-tank grenade. Gets off a nice good shot there. Tiger getting repaired. Grenadiers moving out in larger numbers than before. 14th Infantry Division gets a boost to speed things up. Lots of artillery. Left and right. Grenadiers again taking some heavy losses. Will they get the mortar this time? Grenade getting lobbed. Stu 42 just tearing through the Soviet hordes. Strelke pulling forward. Come on, men out. Looks like the mortar will get out, and remember, LMGs fire best when standing still. They actually only fire then. No, apparently not. Small force here. Grenadiers, stand still, don't run. Do not run into people with submachine guns. Just stand still and use the increased accuracy, of course, of your rifles when standing still to deal with them. Assault grenades now getting launched. Again, the mortar. Will they deal with the mortar? Apparently not. Come on, Glimmerman, deal with the mortars. The Tiger, in the meanwhile, are dealing with all the naval infantry quite viciously. 63 points left for the 14th Infantry Division. And the mortar pulling back. But the Grenadiers are relentless in their hunt for Bolsheviks. Though quick counterattack is being initiated, mortar gets cleared out, Grenadiers need to retreat. And they do so. Still, no Stormtroopers is a bit of a disappointment. It all looks like he's getting some upgrades. So again, LMGs and Stormtroopers with STG-44s would definitely be possible. Could also be salvaging some of these Stu-42s for more munitions. That would also be a great idea. Another Grenadier squad needs to retreat. I repeat, retreat. Points being taken. The 14th are holding on, although pretty much the entire centre of the map has been levelled. Not too much back there. Grenadiers moving in again to deal with the mortar. Come on, shoot, shoot, fire frei. And again, an absolutely missed opportunity by Glimmerman. Perhaps that's the glimmer of an opportunity which he misses. I don't know. Soviet forces are moving in. Large force, lots of naval infantry. Command squad also doing nicely. Tiger moving in. Mines going off though. And the Tiger gets off a good hit. 26 kills. Sending the Soviet infantry scat was quite a curve shot. Let's just pretend we didn't see that. Tearing through the Soviets, making good progress at the same time in the east. More Strelki getting rushed in. No further heavy armor though from Ashesinyourmouth. The Soviet infantry is doing pretty well. Where is the armor? Apparently nowhere. Soviet infantry are converging. Grenades getting lobbed. Grenadiers need to evacuate the premises. No, it's getting too far. Yet still hits a grenadier. Command squad, though, taking heavy losses. Could be going down. And there we go. The command squad was lost. Shock guards, though, move in to avenge the death of the command squad at the hands of the fascists. Lots of mines here again. Pioneers under fire, but moving in with their own flamethrowers. Tiger could do us. Grenadiers need to retreat. Retreat. Shock guards are suffering heavy losses now. 47 kills, though. My goodness. They're practically a walking war crime. Another god of war gets called in. Grenadiers might want to consider evacuating the building. Not running through it though. Oh no! That has to be the world's luckiest grenadier. Soldier posing on though. MT-42 needs support. Tiger needs to get there. Getting on the road. Good. Increases speed. Panzer command. Good work as opposed still. Stormtroopers or something. More infantry. Mehr infantry. Although he barely has anything left again. Need a reinforcement. Need a reinforcement. Not a lot of points left. And that Katyusha's definitely raking up the kills. Although again, one Tiger moving in could now knock it out. Not really a lot to stop it. From the side of Ashesinyourmouth. But again, Glimmerman seems a bit conservative. And again, he keeps getting outwitted by Ashesinyourmouth. Speeding things up a bit. Shock guards getting caught by the Tiger. No, apparently not. Large pioneer force. Grenadiers getting reinforced. Need to get moving. Need to get moving. Low skates. Low skates. Tiger just patrolling, it seems. Not really the best usage of a Tiger, I must admit. More to recruit again. Ashesinyourmouth rather audaciously trying to steal another piece of artillery from the Fritzes. In this case, it doesn't work out. He needs to attack, though. Glimmerman needs to attack. He needs to deliver one solid blow. But looks like another IS-2 is on the way. Again, another missed opportunity by the Germans, by the 14th Infantry Division. Tiger pulls onward. Naval infantry once more taking the punishment. Oh my goodness, down to 2 men barely alive. The Soviet Germans are moving in, but the IS-2 arrives. Full retreat from the Germans. Tiger needs to be careful though. IS-2 arrives. And the Tiger is exposed. Oh dear, pioneers got crushed. Grenadiers moving out with a Panzerschreck. Grenadiers need to retreat. And veterans flee for the Tiger though. That's nice. Very nice. Nice shot on the IS-2, but they need to be careful. There are the veterans free. Naval infantry with 45 kills and a Panzerschreck. Tiger needs to retreat in an orderly fashion and it needs support. Unterstützung. Barely any points left for either side. This is getting incredibly close. Oh my goodness. Tiger, damaged engine. Naval infantry closing in. IS-2 closing in. They want to get this champion of fascism right now. Oh my goodness, just keeps staying through and he keeps surviving. But there's no support. We are seeing some grenadiers moving in on their own. If only they had had enough Panzer IV to Duke earlier. Tiger might not make it though. Oh dear, so close. 12 points left for Ashesinyourmouth, but he's managed to sort of stabilize it. Tiger down! Tiger sind kaputt! But he is taking a point over in the... oh, so far away! German grenadiers going for the point, but will they manage it? Mortars firing away though. Come on, counterattack, counterattack! So bloody close. No, he managed to run it before it comes neutral. Large force of Germans moving in towards the west. Can Ashesinyourmouth turn it around? He needs to be quick though if he wants to. Schnell. Come on, quickly.
Victory point captured.
And this looks to be the end. And game over. Ashesinyourmouth lost, although pretty closely though. I mean, it was rather close that Glimmerman could have lost. So there you go. Now another Katyusha. I don't think that would have done much. But I suppose rather an interesting inaugural fight on a different map we haven't seen before. The Germans won this fight, although rather desperately, and it was pretty close for the Soviets to actually won. Well, I thought they did when I watched it through, but apparently it wasn't. I misread something. Anyways, there we go. I mean, what could we learn? I mean, again, I do think the Soviets really missed a lot of opportunities. He should not have waited just to get IS-2s. I think if he'd gotten some early armor out, some T-34s or the T-70 or T-90, he might have had a better chance of actually doing something. Plus, of course, you know, a bit more stable presence, a bit more better usage of his LMG troops. He was a bit too rushing in, but again, the German commander also made a bloody awful lot of mistakes, constantly running his troops into men with automatic weapons. That's not really how you do it. It looks like another Tiger, but still not really how you do it. Medic bunker could have been placed better, could have been replaced. Repair bunker would also have been a choice. I do think, again, the Soviet commander might also want to upgrade his conscripts if possible. You know, again, unit preservation, unit preservation. It was very close and very interesting, I would say. So there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own? Of course, constructive criticism is welcome, since this is rather my first one. So there you go. Cheers.